Hello again everyone, and welcome to this series on how to draw iconic movie characters. Well, the one I'm going to kick off with is one of the most iconic of the movie villains, and that's Darth Vader. Okay, now I want you to imagine that the famous helmet shape is made out of parts, elements, you know. So I'm going to start off with the central part of the helmet, which is that kind of shape there. Okay, that kind of elongated, slightly tapered in shape, coming down to there. And from this point, that's where the arches of the eye lids come in, if you like, there. Okay, at the top of the helmet slopes down slightly, and then quickly down like that, and out kind of curve in towards the neck there. Right, I've just got myself a piece of paper to lean on. I don't want to smudge these lines, okay? The other side, that's exactly the same. It's a copy of that. Comes across, and then comes down, and that kind of quick slope there, right down to this corner here. It curves in towards the neck. Okay, so let's move up now to the eyebrow shapes, if you like. So they come from that point there and a curve, right? And then they slope down very quickly to about there, and then they have a kind of sharp shape like that, okay? And the other one comes in about there. Exactly the same thing, opposite there. And get that kind of cutaway shape coming in like that, okay? Now these lines are actually doubled up, like that. Alright, and you get another line appearing up like that, double that line up there. These are all three-dimensional shapes, so there will be, and of course they're very brightly shining, you know, there's a very glossy appearance to the helmet, which I'll draw in the shapes of the reflection later. Now we move down to the next shapes, and the shape between the eyes is like this, and there's a line down the centre, and it has kind of a grill shape, arrowhead grill shape coming in like that. And then we move to the eye shapes themselves. They are, you can imagine the shape of shades, you know, sunglasses coming in with the edge like that, sloping up, and then coming down, going across there and up. And the other one doing the same thing, going across from there, up and around, and then back in again. Okay, I'm going to actually rub this one out, because in fact it's more of a curve. See that? More of a curve there. So I'll bring that more of a curve like that. A bit better, and a bit more around there. Okay, let's take the rubber and rub that a wee bit there. Try and get them much the same. There we go. Okay, now carrying on down from that, you have the kind of iconic nose shape of the kind of respirator, which is a kind of curved shape like that. It's doubled up. And then from there, you get the triangular shape, and the kind of breathing part, if you like, coming down to there, and a couple of circular kind of button type shapes there, and then the bottom of the triangle coming in there. That's doubled up. And below that, there's an inverted triangle there. Okay, and in this part here you have another shape with kind of corners like that, and from that you have bars going down like that. And there's a kind of grid shape within the bars, and it's not a cross shape, it's actually more triangles like that. Okay, and in the center you see it as a shape like that, kind of diamond shapes. Right, and this shape reverts to the kind of arrowhead shape there, triangles. And there too. But down here what you have are crosshatch shapes which come across like that. Like a grill, a normal grill. Okay. Now under the eyes, again these are kind of three-dimensional standout. You get the kind of thickness of the underside of the eye, which will draw in like that. And below that you have a kind of ledge which slopes down there like that. As I said, imagine the component parts building up. Very geometric shapes of the head. And then that slopes away. These are kind of cheek shapes, if you like. That comes down at an angle there. And we have another facet triangle, another one coming in there. And same with that. Another one coming in there. And then the side of that going up at the slope there, joining that. You get that coming in there, so that comes down straight like that. Okay, you see that kind of splayed look. Right, now below that you have the neck shape, really broad, coming from there, and poking out slightly, down to the base, and drawing them up again. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is to draw the actual reflective shapes. Right, well the way you do this is imagine that these are curved surfaces, or remember that these are curved surfaces. So the light coming down very brightly will shine on the top of the curve. So the top of the curve here is there. So you put that's your highlight there. Top of the curve would come in here. So there'll be another highlight coming running down there. Another one catching this part here. Okay. And the very black shape comes in the bottom of the curve, which happens about here. It curves around about there. And of course you'll have intermediate tone, very black, you won't affect to very dark grey, but also round about the highlight you'll get a little lighter area appearing there. The same with this part up here, a lighter area here, and a very dark part coming in there. Of course you'll also get parts like the ridges here catching the light completely, and along the top here is a line of light there, and a dark bit there, and a light bit coming in here, and another bit of light will be catching down here, and the very dark and very black part will appear around here, and this is a kind of mid-tone grey in that part there. Okay, and again the curves here, the light will catch the highest point, which is there, coming around a curve like that. The same with this one here. Okay, now you've got a medium tone and a kind of darker tone, and underneath here is very black. The ridges themselves stand out, so at the top of that will catch the light. There's that part catching the light there, that part will catch the light too. Then you get a grey tone coming around and coming around here, and also these kind of bulbous shapes in the eyes, you'll get very dark shape appearing in here and also underneath there. But you've also got highlights, and depending on the number of lights shining on it, maybe it says a couple, you'll get a couple of highlights coming in there like that, and that part is very dark, and a couple of highlights, one there and one there. But you'll also get very dark kind of shading in there. Okay, this part, this side here with the light, this part will be shaded. These parts were very black. very light under here, then you'll get a kind of light line catching that ridge there. Also catching the ridge going up around the corner there, the same with that one. And here, as it moves away from you, you'll get geometric kind of shapes coming in there. Maybe a dark bit there, something like that. And underneath that will be very black, that will be grey, maybe with a bit of light being caught there. And down here, these bits of course were very black. You'll get some dark shading under there. And here, in the neck, you'll get, it's mostly black, you'll get a kind of very dark shape around there, maybe a bit of light being caught there, and very dark again, coming under there. With a bit of lighter part there. Okay, so there I've drawn in the actual shapes of the highlighted parts, and what I'll do now is get a pen and we'll draw around the very dark parts and then continue to kind of shade it in. Okay, right, I'm going to draw these outlines with a 0.8 pen. I'll start off at the top here, this section, middle section of his helmet, which comes in, down like that, to that point. And you've got a ridge catching the light there, and there's actually, on the helmet itself, there's another ridge coming in there, another line. So we'll draw that in. And then we move to the actual shape of the helmet itself, coming around here. And just finishing off now with this line coming around here. And we'll go back up and put these lines in. Just down to there. And you get that cutaway coming in there. Same with this one coming in. Down to the cutaway, it curves in towards the helmet, and then double that line up. In here. Oops, wiggle there. Take that out in a second. Okay, and then there'll be very dark shading around there, so you can draw that line in with the black pen. I won't draw around the grey areas with the black pen, I'll leave that for the dark pencil. Okay, now we move on to the eye shapes. And there, like that. And the other one coming in there. Like that. And these dark lines here you could draw in with your black pen. Okay, and these bits coming around here, they're going to be black around the base of the highlights there. There's the highlight. More of that line coming in there around that one. Okay, then we move up to this middle section of the nose here, draw that in, and it's a bit like that. The indentation coming in actually down towards the centre, and you draw these arrowhead shapes in. Below that, we have the curve of the start of the nose shape, down to the triangle. Down to these kind of circular button-like shapes here. And then across the bottom. There's two kind of bar-like shapes here. Moving back up, you've got the underside of the eye shape coming in there. And below that, you have that kind of shape there, double up, which is going to catch the light. Up and touching the bottom of the eye there. And then you have these radiating lines coming out here for the cheek shapes. One there like that. This is another bar there catching the light, coming into there. And that goes up to there. Right, and you have that, then you have another bit catching the light there. Double that light up, and then bring that down to there. Okay, then we now move to the bar shapes. And that. I'm just going to ink all this in so I'll catch you when I've done it. Okay, I've inked all this in now. I'm back up to the top and I'll draw around the black shapes. Just the black shapes, not the grey shapes. Okay, that comes around like that. Another one appears up there. And another one up here. With that kind of highlight. There's a highlight, a bright highlight appearing there and a kind of grey highlight coming in here. Okay. Well, I think that's it now. Okay, I've got a thicker black pen now. And we'll start off by putting in the very black parts, which are coming down there. That should be that light part at the top there. Other part coming in there. And as that comes down, that kind of wiggles around that dark shape there. And following the shape of the arched eyebrow shape coming up there like that. And fill that in. Fill it in a second, just going back to this one here. Do the same there, draw that one in. Up to there. Again, I'll fill that in a second. Draw that black one coming in there. Come down to that line, leaving that line. So let's fill these in now. Okay, I'm just finishing this off now. These top black bits. There should be shapes are going to be grey. We move down to here now, and the eye shapes. These two parts here are going to be black. So again, what you do is if you go around your shape like that, and then shade it in. Don't have to worry too much about getting a straight line there because the lines are a bit diffused anyway. So and there. And under here, around the highlight there, and around that one, and here too, and that along there. Okay. Now we're going to look at these big areas here. This is all black coming around here. So I'll start it off and then catch you when I'm finished. Right, I've finished in shading in all these big areas of black here. I'm moving up to the smaller areas now. And these parts in here are going to be black. And we move down to the central part of that as a kind of like triangular shape. That's going to be black there. A bit very black in here, in that shape. Also underneath these lines coming down there, deep shadow. Also on there, and also between those bars there and at the bottom. Accentuate that. Maybe even a little touch of darkness around there. Give this section that being a kind of boss sticking out, you know. Right, now move that up here and let's have a look at the very dark bits we've got here. The very dark bit coming in, kind of halfway around there, and it gets a bit of reflection. Same with this bit. That part here is mostly all black. coming in there, going around the corner to that part there, leaving these bits light where the light's catching them. The grey on here is a dark bit coming up, catching the side there. And then this particular long triangle is black, as is the corresponding one on this side. Like that. A wee dark triangle appearing in there too. And a dark line coming up there and going down there. Now let's see. Yep, okay, not darker coming in here. And also, I think we have, yes, the black bits in the centre of these grill shapes. Alright, just finishing off dark spaces, these grills. Okay, well I think that finishes all the very dark parts. Now I'm going to get a 6B pencil and start to shade in the grayer areas. Okay, so these two parts here will be dark grey. So if you put a bit of weight on your pencil, you can make it pretty dark. You get that mid-tone coming in there, pretty dark, and then same with that one there. So then there's a kind of, take the weight off the pencil and make it lighter. There's a kind of, you know, transition tone between the dark, that, and the light there. Then we come down to a very dark part there, bit of a highlight, and grey coming down the side of the helmet there to that part there. Okay, the same here, very dark grey coming down to there, and up here too, very dark grey. Put the weight on your pencil. You can almost join it into the black there, and coming up to that line there, and then again you get almost like a halo of lighter tone coming around the highlight there. Okay, and the grey in here too. These parts are catching the light, so would leave them. A bit of a grey line coming in there, and then grey coming up this side and down that side, and a bit of grey appearing there. And the same with this, you have your dark tone there, and a kind of slightly lighter halo of grey coming around it there, like that. And we can add on the middle tone here. Come up to that point there, and then a kind of greyish tone, lighter tone in there. Okay, it's starting to look quite three-dimensional now. Now these two parts here, as I said, are light, so we can shade in around about the ridge here, the grey colour. A bit like catching these parts, so use that corner light. And up to that point there. And then there's a very strong highlight about there in each one. Okay, so I then would fill in this part here around that highlight, and also these two small ones down here with the grey, like that. Okay. Maybe take the rubber and take a little look at that bit there. There's the highlight coming down there, and also a bit there too. It's been caught with the light. Okay. Right, let's move underneath here. These are not too bright, so we'll shade them in. And then below that, this part here is grey. That's light, this is grey. You get a half-tone shadow in there. And here, this is light, this is grey. This is grey here, that light part there. And there's a wee bit of shading coming down that way there. And also underneath here. And underneath there. Maybe a wee edge of light there. And then a bit of light catching there, and then grey in here. See, you're getting that effect of these things kind of radiating out from the nose shape. There. And these bars, this will be fairly light in here, but the bars will catch a bit of shadow in here. And also coming across underneath here. Give you a bit of depth in there. Like that, okay? And here, that's actually slopes away from me, so all of that would be in shadow. So shade all that in. Like that, okay? And the same with this is all dark shadow too. And middle tones coming around here. This is the lighter part here, so I'll leave that just now. Shade that in. Got a weight on the pencil, and a bit of weight off, and yeah, shading around there. Excellent. So it's starting to look like the Darth Vader we know and love, with all these gleaming points on the helmet. So that's fine. That gives you a great idea. Oh, one more thing. Just down this side here, this will be dark, so I'll shade that in there. This side will be catching the light. Excellent. There we are. That's a Star Wars villain. So I hope you enjoyed that. And hope you can join me again. We're drawing another iconic movie character for you. But in the meantime, of course, all the best and happy drawing.